What's going on, everybody? It's your boy PTK Bland back in the building with another episode of the Shop Podcast. How is everybody feeling this weekend? We are back with another amazing show. Got another amazing guest. Stop by the chat, say hi, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll put the tweet out. Make sure you guys retweet that, share that around, let everybody know the show is live and on. And hear ye, we have a very, very, very special guest. Every time this gentleman is in the building, we have such a good time. He is a friend of mine. You know, all podcasts gives me a lot of great ideas, a lot of great tips. One of the most humble gentlemen in the gaming community on Twitter, man. Give yourself a shout out, Lord Cognito. How you doing? Joining us from the realm. You made this far travel. I know your knees are tired.
My knees are tired.
Bro,
but they're intact. They're intact, though.
Okay.
What's going on, man? Salute to you, brother. Always an absolute pleasure. I always laugh when you say, I love when you say, hear ye, hear ye. I don't know why. I just love when it just fits with the theme. Yo, salute, man. It's been a while since we got back together and back at the shop with you lovely gentlemen here. Fuzzy's in the building. What's going on? Stag, Centurion, Lords of Gaming.net Centurion, I should say. And of course, you know what I'm saying, the crew and everything. So yeah, man, salute to the chat. Always good to be talking games. Obviously, we know there's a lot going on in the world today, but this is a great distraction, at least to get our minds off stuff and just have some positivity flowing for a little bit, for like an hour or two. So, Glenn, thanks for having me, brother.
Not a problem, man. Not a problem. Always love the Lord to the Realm. Addict, David, everybody over there. I really, really miss you guys. One of the very few podcasts that I do keep track of. So you guys, please go follow them. All of that information is in the link in the description below. Twitter, everything, lordsofgaming.net.com, everything, all down there. Go check it out, brother. Man. Not a problem at all, man. Much love and respect. So let's get to my companions as well joining us today. Awesome panel members, man. Let's start with you, Stag. How you been? What you been playing? What's been going on with you, brother?
Same old shit, man. I'm doing all right. Playing a little bit of everything, just trying to clean up my hard drive while still buying more shit because they keep putting stuff on sale. Bastards. That doesn't stop me from buying physical copies of things, though, that aren't on sale. You know, I've been working on the garden. I think I finally got it to a point where, I mean, there's some things I got to do, but now I just got to, like, make things grow. I mean, that just does its own thing, but, you know, just gaming, working on the hard drive, and living life as best as I can in the current stage. So.
Awesome. Glad to hear it, man. Yeah, check. He's like, man, a lot of garden stuff going on. So salute to you out there, you and your family, man, doing your thing. Keep it safe up there, man. Appreciate it. Love you guys. Always here, consistent every week, man. Let's go ahead and throw this over to Centurion. How you been, brother? What you been playing, man? What's been going on with you?
I've been doing pretty good. It's Saturday. Excited to hang out with my good old bros and talk some video games. And we got Lord Cognito tonight, so I'm extra excited. I've been playing, finally got it into my backlog playing Just Cause 3. It's actually my first time experiencing Just Cause. I did not realize it's a game of just running around and blowing stuff up.
Yeah.
So definitely a good time waster. But I'm also now consistently creating content on a regular basis. Things have now calmed down.
Awesome.
I'm excited about that. Just dropped a couple one this week. We got one last week. I'm currently working on a review for Maneater. So definitely consistently starting to crank out videos once again.
Nice.
Awesome. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to you, Centurion, hanging out with us every week, spending that time, man. Appreciate you.
I look forward to this.
Not a problem, man. We do this thing every single Saturday, guys. Once again, hit the link below, hit everything, retweet, like everything. Let everybody know we here live, man. Last but not least, the smoothest voice, Belvedere. Fuzzy Belvedere. Shout out to you, bro, man. How you been, brother? What you been playing?
What's up, guys? I haven't actually been able to play that much. Put the computers together for the boys and everything, and getting them up to speed. But for the most part, just been busy with work, man. Just that time of year, and everybody's feeding to get their vehicles back on the road. So been pretty hectic, but starting to calm down a little bit. But man, so glad to be here. Glad to have a Lord in the building, and yeah, let's get some of these topics on the way, because man, it's been a weird past couple of weeks here. So yeah, let's go.
Let's get it. Let's dive in, man. Once again, everybody, retweet the link below. Let's just go ahead and dive right in. And as we always do, start with the poll of the week. Now, I know, looking at it, this is like the second or third time this has happened in the last month or two. I put the poll up right before something actually happened, like that determined the actual poll. So the question is still valid though. So once again, poll of the week every single Monday on Twitter. Follow that below. Make sure you guys check it out. But anyway, the poll of the week this week was with Sony announcing a PS5 event this week. What do you guys think we will see at the show? And bonus, what game do you want to see from Sony? So the options were console reveal, price reveal, games only, games plus new VR. So console reveal, well, it wasn't really overwhelming. It was 47%. Games only, 42%. Price reveal, 5%. Games in VR, 5% as well. So we're going to start with you, Cog. Now, the question is still relative because we haven't gotten the event yet, so we can still, like, wonder about this question. So out of those options, which one would you choose and why, sir?
This is a good one. Obviously, I think games should take precedence, but I'll be honest, like, I'm not really worried about them too much in that respect. I want to see the form factor of the system. I don't know why that's killing me. I know we've got the controller. I know we've got, some basic hardware specs, but I'm very curious on how the cooling system is going to be implemented. I think I could learn a lot by seeing the structure of it. You know what I'm saying? Again, Sony, they got games. I'm not worried about that. That to me is, they're going to show eventually what they need to show. But yeah, I am curious. For me personally, I know it's probably not the popular choice, but for me, it's definitely, I want to see the form factor. Because like when you saw the Series X, you're like, whoa, that's different. Why is it that different, right? Why is it this, the tower of power, the fridge, you know what I'm saying? Like what's going on, So I need to see that. So that's just me.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So good warm up there, man. Once again, everybody. Now this topic, right before I put this out, then right after that, Sony announced that they were going to delay the show. So once again, the question is valid. So let's throw this over to Stag. I don't know how much you got to say about this, Stag, but we're going to get it to you anyway, brother. So out of those options, which one do you choose and why, man?
I thought I was just here to listen today.
Oh yeah, we gonna let.
Oh man,
we
focus, man. Focus.
We talked about this.
I just want to watch UFC, guys. No, all right. So,
main event, you got time.
That's a good point. Very, very valid. So, I mean, I didn't vote this week. I said nothing because I'm a dick, and I looked at the poll after they announced they were gonna postpone their show because of current events, which I agree with. I'm with Lord here. I want to see the form factor. I probably would have voted games, but I would have voted it would have been a toss-up between games and the console. I think they were planning on revealing both. I have no basis for that opinion other than it's my fucking opinion. And I think it's time for them to show us the goddamn console. Now, I still think they could do that given the current events, but I do respect their position on not showing it right now out of respect for the fact that there's more important things going on in the world than video games right now. So I definitely would have liked to have seen the show for sure, and I think they would have shown the console in a couple of games. I don't really have anything on my PS5 radar right now. I mean, I have a huge PS4 backlog that I'm not even touching right now because I'm pushing for that million gamer score on Xbox. But
nice.
Man, you know me, I like seeing new stuff. So, whatever they had to show, I would have not been disappointed because I don't allow myself to get overly hyped about any of this stuff. I just accept. I wouldn't say I accept what they give me as I'm just going to take what I can get. No, I just accept that this is what they're showing us right now. And this is the plan. You know what I mean? We will get the information. It's June. These consoles aren't going on sale till, we get pre-orders sooner than that, but we're not going to have them in our hands until probably mid to late November, right? Mm-hmm. We've got time. We've got some. I really do feel like they should have shown us the console by now. Considering what we've gotten out of Xbox.
Well, that's fair.
Maybe they had a design and maybe they needed to change it. Who fucking knows, man? It's Sony. Whatever. I'm just happy with finding out when we're going to find out when we find out. So,
got it. That's fair.
Rambled
that's
enough.
Fair.
It's somebody else's turn.
No.
You good stuff.
That's fair. No, that's completely understandable, man. So once again, we talk about this, and it's all kind of just from our perspective, our point of view. I don't personal opinion. I don't necessarily worry about Sony on the games front.
Sure.
We're gonna get.
Fine.
Yeah, they're gonna be fine. And that's one thing I always echoed on the show that I don't think, I don't know. I think they've built enough, I'm looking for the word here, but either way, I think that they've built up enough. Their brand is strong enough to sustain them through all of the twists and turns, roller coasters, no news, a little bit of news here and there. You see, generally when they do put out information does draw a lot of attention. So that just goes to show you how strong the brand is. But I would like to see the form factor. I mean, a lot of us want to see what it looks like because there's been a ton of like mock-ups. You don't know which one is real. All these random, emails, pictures of events that people are talking about. This what it looks like. So I have no idea. I'm just real curious. Because it can go a lot of ways. The controller kind of gives you a decent idea, though. Kind of gives you like, okay, well, what potentially could it look like? And I think even in that clip they showed on Twitter, I think they showed a black controller, right? It was black.
Yeah,
it wasn't the white one.
Yeah, no, it was the black one because that was my main issue. I was like, oh, I hope this ain't a sign of that they going with this color scheme.
Yeah.
That's just me biased because I like the black controllers and stuff like that. But when I saw the black one, I was happy.
Yeah. Like, the white one was like, ooh. I mean, we have a white one for the Xbox One S, so I mean, it hasn't gotten dirty in the entire time we've had it. So that whole theory just got thrown out the window for me.
Yeah,
with people like, oh, it's gonna get dirty. Like, shut up.
What about my food, man?
Wipe your hands off after eating Cheetos while you're gaming, motherfucker.
But I'm lazy. I want to game and play.
That's why you have someone next to you feeding you Cheetos.
You are blessed, sir. You are blessed. I got to get that.
They make a controller for people that like to eat and play video games. Isn't it like a grease resistant controller?
Yes, that exists.
Horrible.
That is real.
I think it is. I think it actually is real. So just on the strength of that, let's go ahead and throw this over to Centurion. It's on you, brother. Out of these options, which one do you choose and why, man?
What did I choose and why? I looked at it like, what do I expect out of Sony in the beginning of June? Not what I would like for Sony, because yes, I would love to see the form factor, get some answers. Like I have said in the past, Sony just at this moment has not justified to me that even my $500 investment, if it is that expensive, is worth throwing my money at it. Because right now we all know Xbox has games going on, all that other stuff. I feel safe putting my money into the Xbox ecosystem because I know I'm going to get a return. PlayStation, on the other hand, they still have to kind of impress me a little bit. And it has nothing to do with being an Xbox guy. Now, the only thing is, what do I see PlayStation doing an event in the beginning of June before they canceled it, regretfully? I think they were just going to show off games in VR. I really do. I don't think they were going to show off the console because in my mind, at this point, I think Sony just wants to put The Last of Us 2 behind them, and they're going to wait until The Last of Us 2 comes out before they really do anything to try to kind of take back all the crazy media that has surrounded them pretty much for the first half of 2020. And I really do think they're going to wait, and I really do think that maybe they want to wait to see what Xbox does in the beginning of July, because having a console reveal in July is still possible. I mean, that's where you could wait to see what Xbox does if they do anything in July.
That's awfully late, though.
It may be late, but, the funny part is, I remember when the Xbox One X came out, don't get me wrong, Xbox had been very forthcoming on how powerful that console is going to be. But, I mean, like, literally, it was probably a 15-minute thing at E3. Phil Spencer walked out at the end saying, you could grab it this holiday, $4.99, and walked off the stage because everybody didn't want to hear $4.99. And then they had Larry Erb come out at Gamescom August, because E3 was in June, so August. At Gamescom, he white-gloved the Xbox One X, and that's where all the white glove jokes came and started from.
Correct.
And so he basically said, go out and pre-order the Xbox One X right now, and it's like the end of August. And I did, and it came out in November, pretty much November 7th. Right. So it is possible to have a reveal in July and get everybody hyped and start rolling out pre-orders in August. You would definitely be cutting it close, but it's possible.
Right. Got it. Okay. All right. So, I mean, once again, the thing you got to understand about this is that internal gaming clock that we all generally have has been thrown out the window this year. Yeah. We typically get information around this time. We're used to consuming around this time of the year. We get our big information. It's like clockwork every year. So like that gaming clock, that calendar that we all are under generally, is completely thrown out the window this year. So we can get.
Well, we got to remember one thing. I'm not trying to interrupt, but PlayStation had already pulled out of E3 before the pandemic was really a pandemic. I know maybe they saw something coming. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but PlayStation did pull out of E3.
Yeah, they were out prior.
So definitely they did have something different planned when it came to how forthcoming they were going to be with the information that they were going to be putting out, and E3 didn't kind of work with their timetable.
Good note. So, Fuzz, let's throw this over to you, man. What do you think? Out of those options, which one did you choose and why, brother?
I kind of I didn't actually place a vote, but I feel
I'm not the only one.
tongue-tied today. No, I felt that it was going to be like all the above except for pricing. Like I think pricing is one thing that they're still kind of playing the who goes first type of thing with Xbox. I think they're going to kind of wait that out as long as they possibly can. But I figured we'd see something new as far as VR. I figured we'd see some games, and I figured we'd see the console. At least I was hoping that we'd see the console. But my biggest thing that I'm looking forward to, because they always seem to delay what I mainly follow for PlayStation is like Gran Turismo, and I want to see Gran Turismo 7. I want to see it as a launch title. I want it to actually be a launch title and not something that's mid-gen or towards the end of the gen like they've done with the PS3 or in the past. So it would be nice to at least see that. But I figure maybe when they actually have their event, they'll show everything, or at least unveil everything but the pricing, hopefully. Well, not hopefully on the pricing, but that's, I think, just part of their plan right now.
Okay. All right, fair point. So good opening topic, everybody. Once again, poll of the week every single Monday on my Twitter account. Please follow all of that below. Once again, hit the like buttons, share the link, let everybody know we here live. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's move on to the next topic, man. Let's start. So we're going to be talking a little bit back compat versus PS5 next-gen strategy. Essentially, what I mean by that is that, Sony's definitive push to say, hey, look, we're moving on to the next generation. Our focus is going to be, PlayStation 5 exclusives, PS5, things moving forward. As Xbox saying we can bring the entire library with us. So a lot of people have been on one side of the fence or the other. So I wanted to give everybody's general opinion on that, just where you guys at on that. Does it even really ultimately matter if there's a strategy better than one? So we'll start with you, Cognito, guest of the hour, man. Just where you at on that. I know you've seen both arguments. I'm not sure if you guys have had this discussion on the podcast at all.
Yeah, I mean, actually, this is going to be a hot button for tomorrow. The thing is, it's funny you mentioned had this topic because it was brought to my attention on my timeline. Someone asked me directly which strategy do I prefer, and I was honest. I just said, "Look, man, it's a tough one. For me, because I'm a techie, so I am naturally biased towards anything that's new and utilizing and maximizing the most performance, so to speak, out of new tech, right? Like when a new console comes out, I'm excited. Like I'm the guy that gets excited at launch titles, even though in retrospect, you look back, they might not have been all that great, but to me, it represents a showcase for the future. So that's the conventional way, and I think that's kind of what PlayStation is kind of emulating, which is what we're kind of used to for the most part. Whereas Microsoft is doing a different approach where you have, like I said, the smart delivery, you're getting these free upgrades, and everything is kind of, this ecosystem is kind of moving forward. And it's almost like mimicking a PC in a sense that, you're getting, the way these games are designed, so, you're getting these upgrades that can scale, so to speak. Yeah. So it's one of those things that I think that traditionally, in order for Xbox to pull this off, they have to showcase graphical fidelity for the people who question this scalability. They have to, like, for example, an example would be Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite on the Series X looks like completely, I would say completely different, but a substantial difference from the Xbox One X or the base Xbox, then people are going to say, okay, I get it. This is why I need to make this jump, because I can't have Master Chief looking like a pudding out here with the, you can't have the textures looking, really Vaseline-y, you know what I'm saying? Like you really have to promote that. I think from a consumer standpoint, my consumer side says, Microsoft is giving me the best bang for my buck. right?
Yeah.
I have my console. I don't have to buy anything again. Now, the only thing that upsets me is when people are knocking consumer-friendly things. That logic, it confuses me, because at the end of the day, if you're an Xbox, if you're in the ecosystem and they're telling you, hey, you're going to get Cyberpunk smart delivery, once you get the Xbox Series X, and it's not, it's going to be fully upgraded and without coming out of pocket, that's a huge deal. So I think the onus is on them to showcase the difference. I think the onus is on Sony to showcase why, quote unquote, this can't be done on PS4, or whether or not that's a marketing ploy or not. And the last thing I'll say, which would be a shameless plug, is tune in tomorrow, because look, I don't claim to be a game designer, right? But we have some people that potentially, fingers crossed, I'm not going to jinx it, that may show up in the realm tomorrow to give us some insight on this question, because I want to know, I've heard stories that game design could be limited. And then I've heard stories that no, games are scalable now. That's not how games work. So hopefully we can get some clarity on that, a little bit on that tomorrow. So that's all I got.
All right. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and throw this over to you, Stag. Just where you at on this, man? How you feeling about it? Being able to move your entire 10, 15 years worth of games forward with you, scalability, very consumer friendly with being able to have these upgrades without having to buy brand new hardware, brand new software. So versus the idea of let's just push everything forward. And I know you're Mr. New Guy. You like new things. You just said it already. 10 minutes into the show, he already established that. So where are we at on this, Stag? Where you at, man?
I love what Xbox is doing. I love the fact that my catalog is going to be playable on the new Xbox Series X if I want to play it there. I don't plan on getting rid of... I still have my 360s. I have a Japanese one and I have 2 US ones. And I have 3 Xbox Ones. I have the OG, the S, and the X. I plan on keeping all of those. I plan on still using all of those. I really still enjoy the 360, and I've made a decision. Let's see if I actually stick to it. I'm going to kind of go down a little bit of a meandering road here for a sec. With the Series X, that I'm only going to play games. Now, granted, when they first launched, they're going to be, on the Xbox One and the Series X. But I'm gonna play Infinite on the Series X, and whatever games come out next gen, I'm sticking to that gen on that system, and on my backlog, I'm gonna stick on probably Xbox, unless on the Xbox One, unless it gets maximized and looks better on the Series X. But I have a hard drive sitting here with 1,500 fucking games on it, legit. I don't want to. My goal going forward is to separate the 3 systems and stay on each one. I know that I'll be able to play on the Series X, but I kind of like having. I like jumping between the systems. I still love the 360, and I love my Xbox One X, and I still love playing on the PS4. I wish that PlayStation was paying a little bit more attention to their back catalog, but I also understand their push forward. It's kind of what they've always done to a degree, not 100% obviously, but they tried to do back compat before, and you can stream a lot of their old games, which I guess is fine if that's what you want to do. The narrative of nobody wants to play old games is a crock of shit. It's an utter crock of shit. So lots of people still play old games, not just achievement hunters, not just retro gamers. There is a lot of new games out there. We all know that. But then there's also a huge catalog of games a lot of people have never played. And if you now have that opportunity because one console is making an incredible amount of their library available on a new system in the future, it gives you the opportunity to experience worlds and storylines that you've never experienced before. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Giving people more options and more gaming fun. Why would you hate on
Stag,
that?
I'm a hardcore gamer, and I don't care that my opinion more than the masses.
How do the puddles look? But no, and it'll be great because those people that want hardcore next gen graphics and story driven games and phenomenal looking things that make them cry and feel passionate about the games, you will still get those. And definitely on PlayStation because they're really good at that. They're really, really good at that.
True.
But I'm
Facts.
pretty sure we're going to get that on the Series X as well because they have made a concerted effort to do the things we've been asking them to do as fans of the platform and the people that are not fans of the platform. Granted, they don't listen to people individually, but they listen to the collective.
Right.
You know, they feel the pulse. It's their fucking job. It's Phil's job to create a better system going forward. It's the head of Sony's job to create a better system going forward. So, I mean, they got to do what they think's best for them and what they think's best. I think Xbox is definitely doing a better job of doing what they think is best for us as gamers and to pull in more gamers. I mean, don't get me wrong, PlayStation has a huge lead, a huge fan base, and they still will, and they will still sell systems, and they will probably still lead. That's fine. But Xbox is finding a way to pull in people that maybe weren't gamers, you know. And I don't know if PlayStation is focusing on that as much. So I think focusing just on next gen is okay. Do I think it's the best strategy? Not 100%. I don't. Leaving behind when the technology is available, why would you leave everything behind? You know, it's like we have an opportunity here to bring everything forward. Why not take it and still be able to maximize next gen? Like you can do, I feel like you can do both.
Got it.
I mean, technology is only going to get better. Why not start using it?
Fair enough.
All right. Yeah. No. So I mean, ultimately, man, I don't really think there's a wrong way to go about it. I mean, it's these two companies. They just happen to make the same. They happen to be in the same. Well, no, absolutely. I'm not even talking about monetary wise. That just means they happen to do the same thing, and they have two different directions about doing, but they both are successful in their own separate ways. But either way, let's go and get this over to you, Centurion. What's your opinion? On that specifically, back Compat, where Xbox is bringing everything forward as well as Sony. They're doing a bit of that, but not so much pushing in that direction, just pushing forward to the new PS5.
Well, for starters, I think this is really interesting to see how both companies are taking a different approach to next gen, and you can't really say that neither one is a bad idea. But now with Xbox, I really like backwards compatibility on Xbox. It has made my library that much more easier to contain. I don't have to juggle multiple consoles. Yes, Stagger, I'm sorry. I got rid of my 360 a long time ago.
That's fine.
I take full advantage of back compat. As soon as Knights of the Old Republic was backwards compatible, I went and got that digitally. I think it's awesome that a lot of these games are being remembered. I mean, God, we have, like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We have all sorts of stuff to kind of commemorate the history of something. And the nice part is about these video games is they can live on through back compat, which is really awesome. And it also respects our purchase. Like Phil Spencer says, video games are one of the forms of media entertainment that the minute another generation starts, you kind of put the old generation in a closet and you kind of forget about it, and you should be able to carry your purchases over. To argue, though, I do agree with PlayStation on wanting to definitely embrace next gen. The only thing is, I like how everybody says that being able to play older games or keeping the older hardware more compatible for longer holds back gaming. But we all heard on a specific podcast, a individual from, I believe it was Guerrilla Games, came out and said that it's no longer a console holding back gaming. It's actually PC that is actually holding gaming back now, because the consoles have actually got to a point, at least the Series X and the PS5, have got to a point where they are now going to be actually more powerful than a minimum spec PC to power some of these games.
Right.
And that's where it has been said that unless PC goes in and basically raises the bar for the minimum spec on what these games are supposed to run at, it's no longer consoles that are holding back gaming when it comes to that. It is now PC holding back gaming, because these consoles have already upgraded the hard drives to SSD hard drives.
Correct.
Meanwhile, on a minimum spec PC, you're still using a mechanical hard drive.
Correct.
So therefore, any game that you create, whether it's first party or third
Facts.
party, if you ever plan to put that game on PC,
Facts.
you have to create your game around the idea that that game could potentially be put on a mechanical hard drive.
Correct. Which then puts pressure more for the first party titles, at least on the Sony side, to showcase this SSD difference that they are, clearly raving about. Right. Exactly.
And now the only thing is, though, if you look at it from the other side, is we see a lot of, we've seen PlayStation actually taking this position. There's been a lot of rumors around it. Sadly, it looks like something that might be in their business plan later on in life, sooner than later. But they are wanting to put more games on PC. And so therefore, that's why I'm saying, if the game is originally going to, that's going to be one of those questions that come up when they're designing the game is there any potential this game could end up on PC? And if they do think that potential's there, that's technically going to hold back a first party game, because they're not going to build it fully optimized for that SSD hard drive, regretfully.
That's a good point. Good point. You got to highlight Arsenic, man. He's coming at us.
Yeah.
He's like, look, man, for 1-2 years, he said, all that upscale of backlit compatibility games doesn't make me want to buy an Xbox Series X, regardless of how select titles look. It's just plain bad. But literally, Centurion just kind of knocked it out the park, as far as that point, because at the end of the day, we can say Xbox Series X is holding it back, but PlayStation is going to be in the same boat, considering that a lot of the titles will be going to PC or will be designed with PC in mind, which has the mechanical drive. So again, the onus then comes back on first party, and how many first party games are there in comparison to the whole, right? If you look at a software lineup, how many realistically are going to be there? And then you got to do a good job of showcasing it. So I get it. In theory, it sounds like, stuff is getting held back. The last point I'll make, I know I'm jumping in again, but the last point I'll make is, again, what I was told is that, again, so some very smart people, that game design no longer works that way. Everything from what I'm hearing now, they're saying is that from an x86 machine learning standpoint, they're designed with this in mind. So ultimately, bro, I just think it's up to these devs to showcase when these games are released, to showcase these differences, to prove to us, okay, there is no way that this could be done on, because of, example A and example B. And it's going to be on the developers at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. We'll see. We'll definitely see. I mean, even with that demo that we showed, we, eventually got the information that, hey, this is going to be available for everybody. Xbox is going to be available. That Unreal demo, which essentially at first was stated, everybody kind of took it and ran with it, that was only doable on the PS5 SSD, which eventually came not to be true.
Right.
And it wasn't even running at the not the latency, but just the quality we all thought initially that it was actually running at when Digital Foundry broke it down. But either way, let's go ahead and get this over to you, Fuzz. Wrap this thing up, man. Oh, where you at on this, man? How do you feel about either or? Do you feel one's a better option than the other? Where you at?
They're both kind of doing a little bit of both, although it really depends on if you're focused more so on third party versus first party. But I like Xbox's plan more so because of the existing library that I have. And going forward with the PlayStation, I didn't buy a PS4 Pro. I just have the launch PS4 that I have now. And a lot of those games I would like to see in 4K, or even if it's checkerboard rendering, whatever, on my OLED TV. So having those move forward to the PS5, I'm actually looking forward to it. And I know they said there's going to be select PS4 games that are going to go up to PS5 and be able to be playable. That's fine. But if they start making new games for the PS5 and PS5 only, and they won't be able to be playable on the PS4, I'm fine with that as well, since in that point, I'm buying the PS5. I could care less if they make it for the PS4 at that time. On the Xbox side, kind of the same thing. If they make it so it works on both the Xbox One as well as the Xbox Series X, that's fine, as long as the differences are noticeable enough on the Xbox Series X. Like if you look at the regular Xbox One Series S versus the Xbox Series X, or Xbox One X versus the One S, there is a very big difference visually in how the games are presented. So as long as they make that same visual difference, or even the playability, as far as going from like something that was locked at 30 frames now is easily locked at 60 frames, those will be the improvements that going forward on the Xbox side that I'm looking for. But considering how many games now, I'm not as lucky to have 1,500 games on a hard drive, but I have pretty close to that. and having 2 kids, it's like I want to be able to take all those games moving forward. Like now, yeah, I'm throwing them into the PC Master Race and stuff, but a lot of that stuff is interchangeable. Where Xbox, another program that I like is where you can play anywhere. Some of those titles that we have for the Xbox One can play on the PC without me having to start a whole new account. Now I am a little PO'd about the was it Game Pass Ultimate and Game Pass for PC not being quite game shareable, but I've kind of figured out a workaround sort of, but for the most part I like that whole setup. But I'm pretty sure we're going to see after the first year or so games specifically by first party Xbox studios that are going to be geared specifically for the Xbox Series X. Now, third party, to my understanding, those games that they showed, some of those independent devs or smaller devs, like the game Scorn, I think that's only going to be for the Xbox Series X. I don't think you are going to be able to get that on the Xbox One.
Medium as well.
It's Medium and Scorn are Series X exclusive. And you have to have a PC kind of on that scale to run it.
To run it. Correct.
Like they're one of those developers. Well, actually, both of them are developers that kind of want to raise the bar when it comes to what next gen could be, and so that's why they're creating games on that scale.
I'm so curious about those games. They're so. I love it. Like
definitely different from what we've had in years past. But
I am so glad you guys checked out my content.
but it's just one of those things where we're going to have those games on the Xbox where they're only for the Series X. They may not be first party, and that's fine, but we're going to see the full capability of what these games are able to do on the Xbox Series X versus just the standard Xbox One. And the same thing will go for the PlayStation 5. I mean, I look at it this way: 90% of the games I have are third party. So if third party is already going to make that jump, I'm in good standing. And then any of the games that I already have with smart delivery, those moving forward, like Cyberpunk, which I've had to pre-order twice, I'm definitely looking forward to how those are going to look on the Series X in comparison. So it both are good strategies, both work for me. I just wish that PlayStation was a little more open as far as how many of the PlayStation 4 games are moving forward to the to the PlayStation 5. I'm not as much worried about the PlayStation 5 only games that will not be playable on the 4, because like I said, once I move the PlayStation 4 I have now, if it's not traded in, I mean, my wife's is basically a Netflix machine, so for the most part, so it won't really matter at that point.
Okay, all right, nothing wrong with that, man. Good topic.
Can I add
go
something
ahead.
real quick?
We're
also forgetting one big major feature that these consoles are going to offer next gen. Everybody's like up on graphics resolution, frames per second. Yes, that's all good and dandy, but let's talk about loading screens. Like, I'm sorry, but when you're saving seconds, if not minutes, out of your life out of loading screens, that is going to be a big difference right there if what they're talking about is possible. I mean, that's going to be a noticeable difference when you have somebody playing on an Xbox One X that is literally stuck in like a minute loading screen, and you're just like, dude, where are you at?
Dude, it's like ever since I've been on PC, and you guys know I'm such a Destiny fanboy. Having an NVMe drive is night and day what I was dealing with on the base Xbox One, man. It is such a difference. Like, I will load into areas much faster than people that are in my own fire team. Like, I'm already in the game, in the map, doing stuff, and they're still loading it. It is like, it's almost a disadvantage for them to play with me in certain things, even in PvP. You have you nailed this, Jared. Like, people don't realize, my console brothers are not going to realize, like, just that quality of life, even booting up your PC in seconds, and it's just like boom. And then we also know about what is Series X with the what is it called, the quick resume? What's the name of that?
Switch resume.
That's gonna be pretty cool because
did they say cold boot was like what? Did they say cold boot was what, 5-6 seconds?
Oh man, it is such a difference. It is, and I'm dying to utilize that feature because I'm a multitasker kind of guy, like going from game to game and then being able to have it in those states and then just switch back and forth on the fly. Again, very underrated features that, again, console gamers are really going to lose their mind. And of course, the CPUs with the frame rates, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be some things that stand out right away. Some other things are going to, slide under the radar. You're not going to notice them right away. And I think that load time one is going to be the one that jumps out to a lot of people when you instantly load in games, because we're so used to having to wait and deal with, all of us have different internet speeds, therefore it's different, and so it's going to be real nice. So I'm really, really excited about that. That actually is a great fucking segue into our next topic. Perfect segue. So you're talking a little bit of Xbox potential UI. So I know there was an update, or there was some pictures floating around. I think that was I think it was a Microsoft store, I believe, that the pictures were of.
Yeah, I know it was the Microsoft store.
Microsoft store. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the actual Series X UI. So I wanted to kind of get an idea of how everybody, where you at on that? Where are we at with the one we have now? Do you feel like that's going to carry over? Are we getting a complete rehaul? Is that maybe, if you saw the design, is that maybe something that could translate over to the Series X? So we're going to start with you, Cog. Anything that you want to see in this new UI, if they do, rehaul everything, where you at on that?
Bruh, at this point, we done got so many damn updates. I mean, God bless the platform team.
Oh man,
I just need speed and functionality at this point. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Speed and functionality. We all know since like the days of the Kinect, and the dash has always been an issue since we had Snap. Remember we had Snap?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the loading and all this other stuff. Exactly. Like Daz, yeah, I'm with you, Daz. Like we just need speed and functionality. I'm actually not one of those guys that gets real crazy about, the layout. As long as things are organized, clean. I will say this though. I believe the last update, because I'm in the alpha program for the preview guys. The last update they had, I believe, gave us some customization ability. And I think that's one thing that they could go with, because if you allow, gamers to make the dash their own, in their own subtle way of things basically they use the most, that could really alleviate problems. But they got to cut down the clutter. We don't want it to be a big infomercial, you know what I'm saying? Like in days of past, buy this and all this other stuff. But, functionality, where's my chat? Where's my achievements? And from there, I'll be good. That's one thing I have to say, like Sony does, is people complain, hey, it's minimalist, but it works. And there's no resource issues, so to speak.
Got it.
That's what I always felt Xbox, I guess they try to do so much that it would like tax resources going from certain things. I just hope that they resolve that.
Balance it out.
Probably goes back to their, making operating systems. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that heart, the soul of where they come from. They're like, we got to make an operating system out of our UI, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a great point. So, all right, let's go ahead and throw this over to you. Then, Stag, where you at on this, man? Do you think we're going to get a rehaul? Do you think they need one?
And I just looked up the images that you guys were talking about, because I hadn't looked at them yet. But shit, honestly, look, I'm going to say the same thing I always fucking say about the goddamn UIs and the stores and the dashboard. I just want to be able to alphabetize the store. I don't fucking care what else you do. Just let me alphabetize the store. The friends list is alphabetical. For fuck's sakes, default. And there isn't a fucking filter hidden in the filters and advanced filters to sort by the alphabet, which is what everything is sorted by.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
It drives me insane. I don't care what you are buying. I don't care what's most popular. I don't care who bought the most fucking Fortnite bucks for a fucking game. I want to know the first game in A, all right? God damn it. And I want to know all the way through Z. That's how I want to sort the fucking store. Now, that said,
but
I'm
Joe
done
Blow
ranting.
paid to be top
Fuck
picked
Joe
on that.
Talk to us, attorney.
I don't want that shit to be alphabet. I just want the filter option. You don't have to make it the default. Just give me a hidden filter option.
But wait a minute. But now you're hurting the developer, because you've created a filter that basically gets rid of what he paid for. And he's already getting clipped because he's only getting paid $1 for his stuff.
Oh, shut up. They're getting paid. It's Game Pass.
He's trolling you. He's 6'9".
I know. I'm saying, like, fucking, I can still tell him to shut up.
I'm just messing around. I'm sorry.
Tell us how you feel, Stag. Tell us how you feel.
I just fucking want to. Goddamn. I'm a very, like, 1, 2, 3 bullet point kind of guy. Like,
No
there's a
doubt.
process. This is how things are fucking done. And like, the alphabet is a very useful fucking tool. We all know
To
it.
kind of add on to, I know how
I hate
Stagger
you.
feels. I want to
I
add.
hate
No,
your
I want to add
syndrome.
on to it. I want to add on to it, but actually, you know what pisses me off even more than that?
Let's go.
When
Tell
you
me
know
that.
when you know there's a deluxe version of the game, but the standard version has been top picked up on the list,
Yes.
and you got to like scroll 3/4 of the way
so
down to look
trash,
for the
man.
deluxe version
So
of the
trash.
same damn game.
Why isn't it right there? Yeah, there's. I mean, look, I'm not one of those people that like every time they roll out a UI, I get like I'm on one of the sites that I'm on, True Achievements. Like, man, you go onto the forums, and when every time they update the UI, people flip the fuck out, and I'm just like, yo, just manage it and get used to it. Seriously, it's not that hard. I mean, like, so the new update. I'm also in the preview alpha program, whatever, and like. So I'm one of those people that, like, while I'm playing a game, I love the tracking feature in achievements. So like when I pull up the dashboard, they move the goddamn achievement over to the right, and it keeps fucking me up. And I know, and like my buddy's like, you can customize that, and I'm like, I know, but I'm just finally starting to get used to where it is now. But yeah, like the picture I saw, it looks super clean. I hope it's intuitive, and I hope it works well, and I hope they alphabetize the store.
Yeah,
Hey,
absolutely.
get the alphabets right. Somebody call Phil. That man.
Dude, every time I've said this before, probably anytime they have me fill out a survey,
How's your
whatever,
survey
they don't
game,
even
Stag?
have to do anything with the fucking store. They're like, "Do you have any more comments?" I'm like, "Alphabetize the store."
Okay, so I just want to make sure you can't be complaining if you ain't giving that feedback.
Every fucking feedback,
Okay.
dude. I'm an
I'm gonna check your score. I'm gonna check your preview gamer score.
Surveys, I'll do the same. So you can check my gamer score. I'm like
He's a
150 million.
Yo, my preview gamer score is crazy too, bro. Yo, I'm always giving feedback. I am always complaining there. Fix this, do that. What did you think about that? That sucked. Fix this. I go front. I'm that guy in there.
No, I mean, like I love the 360 dashboard. Like, it's still like when I get on there, I'm like, oh, this feels like home, And I've gotten used to the Xbox One, and I hope it's a mishmash between the two, but it'll probably be something totally fucking new that we all have to get used to. So, because that's
We'll
that's
see.
what Xbox does. They're like, oh hey, we had something that was working perfectly good. I mean, and that's the thing that really makes me mad is the 360. The goddamn store's alphabetical.
Facts. 360. Yo, shout out to the Bacon Lab. Yo, why did they get rid of the blades?
Library, but
I
not
don't know why they got rid of the blades.
Yeah, blades was so lit. We had the good party system. Everything was, it's like Stag said, like it was no reason to go so dramatic. Ugh.
I feel super passionate about the alphabetizing. If you haven't been able to,
Yes.
No, absolutely. Somebody get Phil on the phone. Get Phil on the
I'm
phone.
gonna drive over to his house. He don't live that fucking far from me.
Wait, we can't be saying that on the play. You gonna get us now? Oh, wait, Phil, listen.
I'm like 45 minutes from where he
Oh,
lives.
come
Easy.
Oh, yeah, easy.
In the bushes.
You got an email
I don't know if
from
I
him?
can get
Wait a
past the
minute,
gate
what is
though.
this?
So I mean, he probably lives in some gated ass.
Oh my
community or some
goodness.
shit.
Oh, they scheming
my
on Phil.
goodness.
Phil,
Oh, come on now.
Blam does not represent
Exactly.
the opinions of his.
I don't want. We're gonna get shut down. Oh my goodness! All right, let's go ahead and man. Keep it there. We're gonna actually go with you, Fuzz, and we're gonna go ahead and roll with Centurion after that. But Fuzz, where you at on this, man? Do you want to see an overhaul? Does it matter that much? Where you at, man?
The store is fine the way it is, minus the alphabetizing of the titles. So I'll agree with Stag on that one. But the new look looks nice. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Hulu or Netflix as far as the layout. So that will be pretty easy for people to get used to, type of thing. Anything else? I mean, this recent update where they changed the layout, but you can customize it back to the way it was. It's like, that was the first thing that pissed me off. I was like, oh, but I can customize it, so I can put it back the way it was. And knowing how things are in 6 months, they'll take away that option and they'll put it some other way. Aside from that,
we're not talking about Google.
Google will just shut things down.
Yeah, they're just taking it away. They're just killing it. Yeah.
For the overall look of the store looks cool. I have to agree with Stag. Get that thing alphabetized. That'd make it easier. And then about the only other thing,
man.
they gotta do something about the what do you call them? The DVR. Like it's still
Upload Studio. Oh my God, it's so bad.
DVR,
They neglected that thing,
where it
man.
will record, but they have like this. editing thing outside of Studio where you can shorten it for like really short clips, but it doesn't really work for like a longer clip. Like let's say if you recorded an hour and you want to cut it down to 15 minutes or a minute and a half and just make a little snippet, they need to make something along like what PlayStation has on that. But those are the only, complaints I have.
They gotta show that. They gotta show that thing some love, man. That Upload Studio needs a rehaul, man. I mean, you Microsoft. I mean, we gotta get some assistance here because I mean that studio. Let us get. Can we please stream the YouTube?
Yes.
Can we please do that as well?
Yeah.
I mean,
so I'm looking forward to the share button because I'm tired of like the Xbox Live, press the button, and then screenshot with the white. It messes up your flow in the middle of trying to get in capture and screenshots.
Yeah,
got it. So I think that's a welcome, needed addition that we're gonna see that share button. So a lot of us, I mean, unless you had a PS4, you didn't really get to experience that. So it is pretty damn convenient. So let's go ahead and keep this thing moving, man. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. The chat's been going live. We running it up in here today, man. I appreciate the love and support. Got Cog, got the Realm in here, man. Shout out to David. We not taking no kneecaps because I'm wearing knee pads, all right? we're not taking no kneecaps today. But shout out to David. Shout out to all the lords in the room, man, keeping us lit in here. But let's go ahead and keep this thing moving now. This is I saved this one for last on purpose.
Wait a minute,
this is something. Oh wait, I'm sorry.
Oh
my God.
Just forgetting about that, guys.
Centurion, my bad. Go ahead.
Let's go to gaming.net. Let's go.
Let's go.
I need to be like Stagger though. I need to find a UFC fight.
Oh damn!
Right now, too.
You about to multitask?
Go ahead, Centurion. My bad.
Well, now, this is why I do want to be an evil genius. I want to help Microsoft give total control of the UI to Cortana, so that way every 6 months she will. Well, every 6 months she will basically randomly reorganize the dashboard for you randomly. And
why would you want that?
Like pick a random game for me button, right?
What?
You have that option now. You can just like pick there's a thing on it that'll just pick a game for you to play.
Yeah, on Game Pass.
Oh, like Google with feeling lucky?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think you can do it with your library too.
Oh, really?
Anyways,
I didn't know you could do it with your library too.
Don't quote me on that. I said I think. So
okay, that's fun.
Hold on, I'll pull up my library right now.
Anyways, I just wanted to say I can't disagree with Cognito at all. Definitely, I want more functionality, more optimization, but definitely I want a little bit more customization. But for me, this is one of my biggest gripes that I would like to see brought over from PlayStation, themes.
Talk about it, brother.
Themes.
Talk about preach.
You know, like wallpapers and themes?
It's more than that. I mean, like, it changes the icons to the theme. When you move through the tiles, it will sometimes make different noises.
My Ghost of Tsushima one is on fire right now on my PlayStation. Continue.
Yeah, and that's what I'm just saying. That's what I mean. Like, they're very interactive, and they're a way of like customizing your console because, like, you can put achievement art or stuff in the background, but there's so many tiles. Unless you're moving the thing around, you rarely see what's in the background.
Yes.
Wait, are we committing treason talking about this,
bro? No. We gotta call it how we see it.
How we are a gaming podcast.
I don't want David to come for my
and
team.
then also, and to show off themes.
Yeah.
PlayStation every year emails you a holiday theme.
Yes.
Every year they give you a code to download a holiday theme, and it will play Christmas music in the background. All the icons are all holidayed out, and I mean, like, it literally makes it a little bit more festive. And sometimes I really wish that was possible on Xbox.
Absolutely.
Hey.
I just want to double out quick. You actually, because the thing is, not only does it gives that personalization, especially if you have a favorite game and they have a dynamic theme. It really makes you connect with it. Another thing, I don't know if y'all remember this. They debuted it and then they took it away. Do you guys remember when they had this thing called the Achievement Showcase on the UI? And what it would be is like you could take the achievement, your 5 most proud achievements on Xbox, and the art, and it would be part of your profile, and it would kind of like scroll. And to this day, I still complain on the like, why did you guys take that away? It was like a badge of honor because like certain achievements are really hard to get.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, I missed that, man. I think it was called Achievement Showcase. And whenever you clicked on any of your friends and their profile, it would show the artwork for those top 5 achievements, and it really promoted game developers to have cool artwork. Because I hate when you do it, you play a game, you get an achievement, and all the achievements have the same damn artwork.
Yeah,
that kind of pisses me off. But it was just something that I remember. I thought it was cool. I hope they bring back.
No. I didn't want to. Yeah, no. It's a lot of things that we can talk about them doing. I mean, that Upload Studio is big. I think that's huge. You got to do something with that. You haven't touched it essentially since we got it this generation. So got to do something with that. Themes are always cool. Wallpapers, just something to bring you more interactivity with the console. So I think that's all fantastic. So we're gonna move on to the last topic. Now, this is a fun one. Save this one for last on personal. Everybody knows you've been watching the show. If you've not been watching the show, if you're new here, shout out to you, by the way. But I was a Sega kid growing up.
Woo!
So I wasn't. Shout out to all the Sega kids out there.
Woo! Say it with your chest.
We didn't fuck with Nintendo kids back then.
That's right.
That was weird back then.
Genesis
Anyway.
does. Let me fanboy back in the day. Let's go.
Now. Y'all got the green blood. We got the red blood.
Exactly. Blast process.
Come on, man. We gotta go. Let's stop.
You guys are pounding your chest pretty
That's
hard
too easy,
for what
man.
Sega gave us.
Come on, man. That's too easy, man.
I hope you brought your fucking reading glasses.
I know, right? Ain't that a bitch? Let's keep it pushing, man. Let's keep this thing going. But yeah, Sega, man, they did some. So there was essentially a hyped up, new. I say it was a news clip, or not a news clip, but it's an info clip out of a magazine or an article, essentially. Somebody saying that there was some big Sega news coming out. Eventually, we got some Sega news. It was their, I believe, 60th anniversary recently. I think it was 60th, and so they unveiled this weird ass Game Gear Mini that nobody asked for. I wouldn't even call it a mini. It's a damn nano.
Oh my god, they came out with a Tamagotchi.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I have no idea who it was marketed for. I don't know if they did a survey, did any kind of poll asking anybody if they wanted this thing. So I just want to
get. All right, everybody in the boardroom, throw all your ideas into the hat. First,
exactly. We're gonna pick one. It had to be something, a straw poll or something. They had to do something. Nobody lost a bet or something.
System you could sneak into prison. I think
Yo, said that joint is contraband. I'm dead.
Come on. Too much.
Could you imagine the news story that there's a massive issue in the correctional system that there's just Sega Game Gears running around everywhere?
I am dead right now.
Too much. I get the nail on the head. Jesus Christ. All right, let's go ahead and throw this over to you. Cog, man, where you? I mean, this thing came out of nowhere. I mean, it wasn't essentially. We'll get to what the actual big news was, but I wanted to talk about this just a little bit. What the hell? What the hell? What is this, Cog? What is this?
What the hell?
Blam, man. This is a sad day. This was not it. This was not it, man. Like, what pissed me off is whoever said they were sitting on the news. They was like, yo, this is gonna break the industry, man. When you guys hear this, I'm telling you, this is epic proportions, man.
PS5 reveal level.
Gaming shaking.
Bruh, oh
yeah, they said PS5.
Shout out to my brother Sting in the chat, man. Listen, man, the king is dead. The king is dead, bro. it was a good run. We thought there was a chance for a comeback. This is not it. Who is this for? Like I'm trying to figure this out. Like, whose eyes are going to be able to legibly play this thing?
Fingers,
right? Bruh, then they got the nerve, the audacity to split up the library on 4 separate $50 devices. Whose means is this? Like, who signed off on this? Like, then are we gonna talk about the what is it? The foggy cloud game? And
we're gonna get into that.
Okay, I'm ahead, but this is not a go. I was thoroughly disgusted when I saw this. Because let's be honest, like, normally I keep myself in check when they say, news like this, that they're gonna announce something. And it's just that whoever that guy was that was sitting on it, he kept hyping it like this is industry breaking. I fell for the banana in the tailpipe. I fell for it. And lo and behold, we got the Tamagotchi contraband systems. And I'm like, no.
Tamagotchi contraband. That's going to be a Twitter handle. Somebody's stealing that right now.
Hashtag Tamagotchi contraband.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
This is not it, man. It's just, So, all the hopes of, at the minimum, Blam, I was just hoping maybe one of the IPs
Yeah.
got set out, and one of the big boys got control of it, and some reimagining of something great from Sega's past. I mean, they've been on a roll, right? Streets of Rage 4, we like, okay, you know what I'm saying? And then this.
Yeah.
That's all I got, man. It's sad.
It was so random and unnecessary. Like, it was completely unnecessary. Like, nobody asked you. Nobody sent you an email, a letter, vision with a news clip. Nobody did any of that. Nobody did anything. Nobody asked this. It was just so random. But anyway, let's think, Stag, where you at, man? I don't even know if we need to even continue talking about this, Stag. I'm so disgusted as a Sega.
I just want to know if I'm going to show a little bit of my age here, maybe. But do I need to take this to the library and watch it on a microfilm machine?
Jesus Christ!
The microfiche, let's go.
Man. I mean, dude, like so I will say though, when they came out earlier in the week or whatever, when they fucking came out and said we got some industry shaking news and blah blah blah, and then all the speculation that happened all week long was adorable, and then they fucking have them roll out these 4-ass little things and like the magnifying glass screen and like, I mean. I saw it, like, they got posted in my Discord. I thought my buddy was joking.
Yeah.
I was like, is this real? So I had to go
put a post up.
That's a cool Photoshop.
I said
that's not Photoshop.
That better
Who's got a hand that big? Jesus, that's a big hand. Is that Shaq's
I said that
hand?
better be Shaq's hand holding that. That
I
better be Shaquille O'Neal.
I mean, they could have, like, released the fucking normal sized one with the entire catalog or something, like a Game Gear Mini, like they do with everything else now. I mean, I got a TurboGrafx 16 Mini, I got a Modern Death NES, I got a Sega Genesis Mini, for Christ's sakes. I don't get it at all. At all. Maybe there's something more coming. I don't know, because that really just feels like that wasn't news. Like
Power of the Fog.
The fog is
the fog. I'm actually.
I don't know what the fog is. I'm gonna be truthful.
My audio from
I'll break it down.
We'll get into that. Yeah,
Yeah, but I know we're just on this for now. But just to let you know, I work too much. I'm now like, what is this fog? So I'm interested in that.
You ain't ready for that fog.
We're gonna let the guests break that down.
I don't know what.
We'll get into that in a second.
We did sell out on Amazon Japan really quick though. So.
Oh yeah, so I just saw that in the chat. Shout out to whoever put that in the chat.
That was me. But,
it was you. Okay, shit. So,
I mean, honestly, someone else said they don't think it's coming here. It might, or at least to the West, it might just be for Japan, and that would honestly make the most sense because they love like that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? They like small, portable nostalgia. Ooh, look at me. Nostalgic. All that like hits like so many fucking benchmarks for like the Asian gaming culture with like nostalgic, micro, and portable. It's definitely, I feel like it's definitely more for that. And then the collector of over here who's like, I gotta have everything. I have a buddy who buys cardboard boxes for old systems and games and stuff to complete his collection off eBay and stuff. So I mean, it happens. It's something that people do like to do. I mean, is it functional? Oh God, not for these eyes.
Yeah, not for mine.
Yeah, not for mine either. So let's go ahead and get this over to Fuzz, man, and we'll get to this fogginess that everybody's talking about on Twitter. But either way, Fuzz, man, where you at, man, with the Sega announcement? It hurt my soul, man. God damn it.
Me being a Sega kid as well, I was hoping for something at least like, hey, we're going to re-release the catalog and updated graphics or something. Just something along those lines would have been nice, but no, we got stuff that we can't play. It's not even going to be over here more than likely because aside from a collector, I really can't see anybody wanting this. Like for me, okay, the one in black where you get Sonic and Outrun.
Yeah,
that's about as far as it would go for me.
Yeah,
I would love to have something that was actually viewable or playable that has Outrun, maybe Afterburner, Space Harrier, or Hang On, or any of that stuff. But no, it's just I don't know.
Maybe
I think they were trolling us. I guess they wanted to see how can we be like the center focus just for this random thing that, like you said, nobody asked for, except for maybe
when people ask them if they still make consoles, they can be like, "Well, yeah. Have you seen the Mini?"
No, but I guess the bigger news story was the fog stuff, and I'll let Cog talk about that. But it just no, not like this.
You said not like this. Yeah, we talking like we had a funeral. It's like somebody died today.
It didn't even go down like this.
I know. Come on, man. God, it ain't even. Oh, this is ridiculous. All right, man. Let's go ahead and keep this thing moving, man. We're actually gonna go ahead and let you run with this one, then, Kyle, because stir this fogginess up.
Yeah. So that seems to be the new thing now. I mean, that this is what they're touting. Along with this was the big one. Apparently it's supposed to be this service is supposed to basically use, I think, like local arcades and game centers in Japan as server farms, and then basically create this low latency type of game streaming service. So rather than streaming from the cloud, you're gonna stream, from the CPUs and the GPUs at the local arcade. And I don't know who this is for either. Again, I guess on the arcade side, store owners could earn money from their machines when the place ain't open. I don't understand this. But in fairness, I need to see the tech operate before I completely bash it. You know what I'm saying? This is just some new way of, I guess, creating some low latency gaming streaming service without the cloud. It
sounds so restrictive, and it's gonna be even less restrictive because arcade gaming is even less prevalent here than it is there.
Right.
So they may be able to get away with that in isolated areas. I mean, they're more into that than we are, but I don't even know. I can't even Google an arcade.
Right. I mean, it could be culturally, it could be good for them. You know what I'm saying? As far as Japan and stuff like that, I don't know.
Are we talking like arcade or like internet cafe arcade?
Arcade. Store-owned arcade. Yeah. Exactly. Shout out to Shunzu.
So these aren't even PCs. That we're talking like just arcade machines.
No, they're talking about turning the arcade machines into supporting. Like they'll all be able to like make it so you can play games stream off of them.
How powerful do you think the equipment is inside these machines that literally?
I guess fog technology. It takes the power of all of them collectively and uses it. And then, that's what I was reading today.
Fog technology. I feel like fog technology right now. I feel like I'm in some kind of sci-fi comedy. Fog technology.
Japan has a huge arcade culture. But I mean, Japan does have a huge arcade culture. I mean,
no, they do. I will say that. I'm just wow.
The infrastructure is set up to do that. And it's not something that will work here because arcades died here years ago.
Correct.
I mean, there is maybe one arcade within 50 miles of me, and it is. No, there's two. I know of two. But man, I used to love going to arcades when I was a kid. But
absolutely,
it was a quarters galore. I used to steal quarters from my fucking dad's
PTK, room. Don't we only got Dave and Buster's out here?
That's about as.
Oh yeah, I don't even count Dave and Buster's, to be honest with you. That's like an entertainment center.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just extremely restrictive. I just don't think. I mean, I get the idea. Like I said, it does serve its purpose. But here, I just don't see it taking off.
I think it's definitely something more for that market.
Absolutely. So I mean, I think a lot of us were just hoping for something game related. So a lot of people said, man, if it would have been like a Dreamcast Mini, that would be cool. Like, a lot of people would have got on board with that. Dreamcast Mini for sure. But let's go ahead and we'll take one more question from the chat. So chat, throw a question out there real quick. We'll get this last one and we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. But man, shout out to everybody who's been watching, everybody supporting. Shout out to all the lords. I've been seeing a couple of you guys lurking in the chat here and there. Shout out to everybody, man. You guys have been amazing. So throw one question in the chat. Let us know what you guys want to talk about. We'll wrap it up with that one, man. So while we're waiting on that question, want to talk to you a little bit, Cog, about what's going on with the show. Man. How's everything going there, and what you guys got planned, man?
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, tomorrow should be a fun one, man. Some special guests. Like I said, don't want to jinx any names just yet, but definitely on the industry side. Kind of leaning towards your opening topic, which is philosophy, right? Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, both coming into this gen with completely two different philosophies. So trying to get some knowledge there, see if we get some insight from some industry pros and try to understand this thing, right? And so that's definitely going to be that. Check us out. We're looking to do some giveaways. So we got some kind of cool things planned for the community. And man, I'm excited, man. It's real fun stuff. And of course, had to come through the shop right quick.
Appreciate it.
And send some love, man. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Hanging out with you guys. You already know.
And y'all just heard that live, man. So go check them out. Check everything they're doing. All of the information is in the link below in the description, please. So we got a quick question for Sean 2. Shout out to Sean 2, mod of the year, always here supporting. He said best guess for Sony event date. We're gonna end this one with a quick one. So we're gonna rapid fire this thing. So we on you, Cog, first. You up to bat first. Best guess.
Man,
what's today? Wait, by the way, just for the record, today is the 6th.
Yes.
It's Saturday.
Right. And initially, the date that we were supposed to get it
Thursday.
We were supposed to get, which was the 4th.
Yeah,
The 4th.
Man, it would be nice to get it the 11th, but I would say this: I would like not to wait anything past the 18th. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love this thing, to come out. So, perfect world, I would love, selfishly, I would love next week, the 11th, and then, worst case, hopefully it doesn't go past the 18th. So that's what I'm at.
Got it. All right, Stag, where you at, man?
Where I'm at on this is based on their own statement of, I'm going to touch this topic real quick, but the social situation right now, I don't think we're going to get much out of either company right now until we start seeing some of, I don't want to say die down because I don't think that's the right way to say it.
Right.
I don't think until we see some progress in the aspect of what's going on, not only in the United States, but around the world. Not just the protesting, but some of the COVID as well. But more the protests and the social injustice stuff. I think until we see a little bit more progress and movement on that, which I'm not holding my breath. I think they're trying to be respectful of those things. So I don't know how much we're going to get before we see some progress on that. But on the same token, like, they have a small window. The window is shrinking every day.
Yeah.
For when they both plan to sell their systems to us. So I would hope that we get something by the end of June. I mean, at some point they're going to have to be like, oh yes, we do respect all of that, but we still have a business to run and to make profits off of. So they're going to have to bite the bullet and do it at some point. And I hope it's before the end of June.
Got it. Okay. Fair assessment. Centurion, it's on you, G. Where we at?
I'm actually right there with Stag. Great minds think alike. But no, definitely, I'm hoping to definitely see something by the end of June because it seems like a good time. They'd go right before, because I really do think they want to kind of compete with Xbox at the same time, and they know that Xbox is going to be going at pretty much somewhere around the beginning of July. At least that's the feeling I get. But definitely, neither company wants to be a distraction from the bigger issues at hand in our world right now. And so, yeah, I can't agree with Stagger anymore in the fact that they're just being respectful and that they're probably not going to show anything for probably a couple weeks just because, I mean, this is not something that should just go away. And definitely
not really died down yet either.
Yeah. So definitely the
12
companies
days strong
have
now?
to plan accordingly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So where you at, Fuzz, on this, man?
Selfishly, I'd like to say the 11th, but like everyone said, they're going to, keep their distance to allow the voices to be heard and stuff like that. So I would like for it to be before the end of June, but I think because of that overall like production window and whatnot, and wanting to get everything rolling for the holidays, I think we'll see something within the next 2 weeks, probably like whether it's the 11th or the 18th. But that's just me speaking selfishly. If they're really going to push the envelope as far as letting stuff socially kind of take its course, then they'll probably hold off until as long as it takes, which could be all the way up till September. But I'm thinking we'll hear something before the end of this month.
Okay. I'm right with you guys. I think we're gonna get something definitely before the end of the month. I think you guys are right about they're being real sensitive around this time. So I'm hoping, like you guys said, selfishly, 11th, 18th, right around that period of time. I mean, like I told you guys earlier, that calendar that we got is out the window. That thing is gone for
Good
2020.
point.
Yeah, so we just gotta
Tomorrow has
make sure you,
changed in so
yeah,
many ways.
make sure you guys keep that, keep that, be cognizant of that. That things are different. That calendar we all have is gone at this point. So who knows if we're gonna get information in? With things changing day by day, seemingly. I'm just hoping we get some at some point. I know we will, but obviously, selfishly as gamers, we need it. We need to be able to prepare for this next gen coming up. We feel like we need some time to get invested, save money, whatever you got to do. And get excited about games and all this hardware coming out. So that was the last topic. We're gonna wrap the show up on that, man. Appreciate the love and support. Everybody rocking out with us. The chat was lit as fuck today, man. Appreciate you guys. Cod, you always show up. You show out in the realm, man. You come out of the realm. Come here to the shop, hang out, man.
You already know.
Man. I appreciate you, man. Every single time hanging out with us.
Always,
Everybody know where they can find you, what you doing.
Yeah, man.
What's going on with you, man?
Yeah, man. You already know, man. At Lord Cognito on Twitter, Iron Lord Podcast every Sunday is the Lord's Day, 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, man. Big show tomorrow, man. Definitely looking forward to it. Prepping the topics, all that good stuff. Please check it out. Support my brother's also Gaming Addict. He's got some fantastic videos up right now. Please support him. And of course, the king himself, king of statues. He's really doing his thing. And I know Destiny's not a popular thing to talk about, but some things been going on. So if you're curious about what's happening in Destiny, we got the last word of my brother Ibatis, and of course Centurion knows lordsofgaming.net, man. Really appreciate the support from the community. It's been really cool to see, just as a smaller entity kind of building brick by brick, and from you guys. I mean, it definitely, the support really means a lot to us. So we try to give the love back. Blam, you already know your family. So, when you threw the bat signal up, it's only a matter of time before I come here. You know what I'm saying? Centurion or a Stag is hilarious. And, of course, my man Fuzzy, you already know. So, salute, man. Always a pleasure. Love what you guys got going. And I like to see the growth. I see you guys slowly but surely getting the name out. Keep doing what you're doing. You guys have a good cast. I'm always going to support a good podcast. Balanced thoughts, fun opinions. Just make sure y'all get Stag his alphabetized, things. Yeah, we need that. We need that so we can keep him under control and everything will be fine, man.
I'm passionate about that.
I love it, man. Great show, brother.
You always, man. Family guys. One of the brightest spots in the community, man. If you guys are not checking them out, do me a favor. Go show some love, please. All right, go show some love. By the way, let me go ahead and give a quick shout out to my boys at BG4G Hub. Go see the podcast there as well. We got our official page up there. Nice. Go check it out, man. Appreciate the love and support. Shout out Tom. I don't know if you in the chat, Tom. I thought I saw you earlier. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Shout out. That's my connect over there, BG4G. Appreciate it.
Good dude.
So, yeah, really, really good dude. Fucking awesome job they do there. Anyway, somebody put Anthem. God damn it. We almost.
I was just going to go into that, too. I was ready for it. You can't go a week without
My plan worked perfectly. All I had to do was type the word and it just totally unfolded on its own.
I mean, you can't alphabetize the store without putting Anthem under it.
First in everyone's heart.
Oh my
Stag,
goodness.
what would you do if Phil Spencer looked you dead in the eyes and said that was the reason why they can't do it?
I'd be like, all right, fair enough.
We almost made it, people. We almost made it, man. Almost.
We will never make it. Never.
Hey, tell everybody where they can holler at you at, man. Appreciate you on the show every week, consistent as hell. Always a comedy relief for the show.
You can holler at me in my garden while we make fun of my crazy neighbor. That would be fun. Watch her put her cones up in her fucking driveway. No, for real though, you can catch me. I'm backing up off of Twitter because it's just been a hot fucking mess lately. I'm still on there, but man, yeah.
Hey, brother.
You can catch me. I'm actually gonna make a slight little switch to streaming. I'm gonna be splitting my time between Twitch and Mixer. I just haven't adjusted my schedule 100% yet, but I want to utilize both platforms again. I might be on a hiatus here pretty soon. I go in to see the surgeon on Tuesday, so I'm fine. I'm going to have to schedule my surgery, so I'll let you guys know what's going on with that. I'm not very looking forward to it. But
love, man.
So, you can catch me on Twitter, Twitch, BG4G. When I actually put out another fucking article, it's been a while. I've been kind of slacking on that. And here every Saturday. I mean, I love hanging out with you guys. It's one of the highlights of my week.
Appreciate it, man. Love and support, man. This is what we about here on the show, man. Once again, you had so much, Stag, man. Let's go ahead and throw this over to you, Centurion, man. Awesome, consistent. Appreciate you, man. Super knowledgeable, always fun. Hard ass, man. Hard ass. Love you, sir. Love you. But anyway, let everybody know where they can find you, Centurion, man.
Well, thank you once again for letting me be part of this awesome show, and also thank you to Lord Cog for being here.
Ooh.
I feel absolutely privileged to be able to not only create content, but also be able to publish said content on lordsofgaming.net like I have in the past with David Preen and the gentleman over at Moon Studios with Ori.
Much appreciated, brother.
Yes, definitely want to get into that more often with you now that I'm actually kind of creating content more often. But also creating content just like you guys for BG4G Hub, another great group of guys from over there. Tom Wild, Mass Mayhem, Stubbs, Stag knows all the guys. Really great group of guys have just been kind of putting the word out there on some of the smaller games and trying to keep it unbiased. Console wars don't exist there, so it's been awesome. But anyways, for those who do want to find me, I'm on Xbox Live, YouTube, and Twitter at Centurion1307. I hang out with these great guys every Saturday night on the Shop Podcast, and I can also be found on Sunday nights on the TXR Podcast, which is 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, shout out to TXR, man. OGs over there, man.
Yes, sir.
Love and support, man, for sure. For sure. Love you, Centurion, man. Last but not least, man, we saved the butter and the grease and the velvety softness of fuzz for last.
Why gotta be velvety softness?
Velvety soft. It's very raw. It's very raw. Is the actual name.
Velveeta of the podcast.
Velveeta.
Velvety.
Man, I just need you to do my voicemail, Fuzz. That's it. Anyway, go ahead, man. How you been feeling? Where can everybody find you at, brother?
You can probably find me on Twitter, although I've been quiet, just kind of looking at some of the stuff on the timeline and stuff, but it's fuzzy_Belvedere. You can also find me on PSN at fuzzy_Belvedere or Xbox Live at fuzzy_Belvedere. Been playing actually haven't been playing a lot of much of anything lately other than a little bit of Forza here and there. But great show. Great having you on here, Cog.
You already know, Fuzz.
Awesome being with you guys, and looking forward to next Saturday as well.
Absolutely, man. Last but not least, your boy PTK Blam, the host with the most, man. Yeah. Follow your boy on Twitter. Hit me up there. That's where you're going to find all information about what's going on with the podcast. Once again, same time, same place next week. Shout out to the Lords of the Realm for blessing us today. Woo! In the knee. Shout out to the brother David. Everybody there, Addict. Everybody there, man. Appreciate the love and support from the realm, man. But once again, same time, same place next week. New guests. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Be safe. Wash your damn hands. And we'll holler at you guys next week, man. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.
Later.